Imagine eating bread with mixed sawdust, or boiling weeds into soup just so you don't starve. Welcome to the diet of Victorian peasants. 15 meals so grim they'll make your leftovers feel like fine dining. From gruel that tasted like wallpaper paste to a dessert made of sugar water, these were the cheap, bizarre foods people ate just to stay alive. Let's kick things off with the Victorian version of a smoothie bowl. Number 15. Gruel. The infamous, "Please sir, may I have some more" dish. Gruel was oatmeal that gave up. Just oats, water and maybe a pinch of salt if you were lucky. Cheap, filling and about as tasty as soggy cardboard. It wasn't food, it was survival in a bowl. And if you thought that was bleak, the next staple somehow made gruel look gourmet. Number 14. Bread and dripping. Forget butter, peasants spread congealed meat fat dripping on rock-hard bread. Sometimes bulked with chalk or sawdust, so chewing too fast could cost you a tooth. Still, it was greasy, vaguely meat-flavoured, and kept you alive. Basically, the Victorian Big Mac without the fries. From fake fast food, we slide into fake soup, the kind where you could see the bottom of the bowl. Number 13. Cabbage soup. Dinner was often a single cabbage leaf floating in boiling water. Occasionally an onion peel or carrot stub joined the party, but mostly just cabbage water. Not delicious, not exciting, but it warmed your belly and reminded you that, yes, you were still poor. And when cabbage ran out, the backup plan was even more boring. Number 12. Boiled potatoes. Peasants ate potatoes the way we scroll TikTok, constantly, mindlessly, without thinking. Boiled, mashed, or plain, morning, noon, and night. By day 3, you were probably hallucinating that your spud was talking back. Still, as dull as potatoes were, the bread coming next was downright tragic. Number 11. Stale brown bread. Dense, sour, and dry enough to choke you. Often padded with beans, sawdust, or chalk, it kept you alive but wrecked your teeth. And if choking bread sounds bad, just wait until you see what peasants did with organs and guts. Number 10. Offal stew. Organs, kidneys, tongues. Anything the rich tossed out ended up in stew. It smelled awful, looked worse, but at least it had protein. Modern foodies call it nose-to-tail dining. Victorians just called it trying not to starve. And if organs weren't your thing, the alternative was literally hot water with a sad twist. Number 9. Water porridge. Imagine porridge without the milk, without the sugar, and without the will to live. Slimy, tasteless mush peasants called stirabout. It filled your stomach, but also your soul, with despair. And if oat slime didn't break you, the next one will. Hot bone water. Number 8. Bone broth. Boil bones for hours until every scrap of fat leaks out. What's left is hot bone water. Cheap, warm, and barely enough energy to keep working. Think of it as Victorian Red Bull minus the wings. From bones, we move to something even greasier, a sandwich guaranteed to clog your arteries. Number 7. Lard sandwich. 2 slices of stale bread with pig fat smeared in the middle. Gross today, but back then, fat meant fuel, and life expectancy meant no one cared about cholesterol. If pig fat sandwiches made you gag, the next soup could literally sting your insides. Number 6. Nettle soup. Yes, stinging nettles, boiled into soup that looked like pond scum. Undercook it and you'd burn your mouth and your stomach. Still, it was free, vaguely nutritious, and kept scurvy away. And if weeds weren't sad enough, peasants even ate trash straight from the bin. Number 5. Potato peelings. When you couldn't afford the potato, you ate the skins. Boiled, fried, or chewed raw, they were survival food in its saddest form. Reduce, reuse, regret. But wait until you see how peasants turned beer leftovers into food. Number 4. Brewer's grains. After brewing ale, soggy barley mush was left behind. Flavourless, chewy, like damp cardboard, but it was free and filling. Still, compared to their attempt at dessert, brewers' grains almost felt gourmet. Number 3. Treacle water. The saddest dessert ever. A splash of molasses stirred into hot water. Sweet, watery, and barely a treat, but at least it tricked your brain. And if fake dessert was all they had, turnips were the main course that kept England alive. Number 2. Turnip everything. Boiled, roasted, mashed, or gnawed raw, turnips were everywhere. Cheap, hardy, bland, but they kept people alive through brutal winters. If potatoes were Beyoncé, turnips were the backup dancer working twice as hard for half the credit. And finally, the bleakest meal of all, the one that wasn't even food. Number 1. Air pie. When there was truly nothing left, peasants ate air pie, pretending to chew nothing at the dinner table. Not food, just survival theatre. Kids laughed, adults sighed, and life trudged on. It summed up Victorian poverty in one dish, a meal you couldn't eat but still had to swallow. So, next time you complain about cold pizza or soggy fries, remember, peasants once stared down nettle soup and called it dinner. Which of these meals would you actually try, and which would you send straight to air pie? Drop your answer in the comments. Subscribe for more weird, grim and hilarious bites from history, and check out this video for more wild history.